All right, morning team, welcome back to the channel. We are on our way to the final race of the summer. I know, can you believe it? Well, final triathlon. Let's see if I sign up for any other races before summer ends, but we are headed to transition now. A little bittersweet, you know, it feels like I've been working all summer to do this and then all of a sudden they're gone. So that's just what it is. Weather this morning, it's a little chilly right now, but it's supposed to warm up. The thing I'm not too stoked about is it's very hazy. A lot of the wildfire smoke is starting to drift up here. So that's what we got going on. Otherwise, it should be pretty good. I've done just about no training this week, so we're coming into this one nice and fresh, let's call it. But yeah, I'm about to head into transition now, and yeah, we'll update you guys throughout the race. Super pumped for today. It's going to be a really fun one. Looks like it's going to be a pretty challenging course, so I'm ready to get after it. Me and all the other people as well. Should be a good race. All right, let's set up transition. I'll catch you guys later.
Here.
Do a lot of traffic. All right, team, just wrapped up the race. Feeling good about it. It was a really fun race out there today. Lake Stevens, definitely recommend. It's a good one to go and check out if you're local to the area. Felt pretty good about today's race. I'll do a deep dive a little bit or after this to kind of once I have all the results. They're still working on posting them for the race. So, but according to my watch, which worked this time, hell yeah, Garmin, way to pull through, baby. I finished in like 2:59, I think. But there were portions that were definitely a lot longer than they were supposed to be. The swim for sure was a lot longer than typical, and the bike was a little bit longer than usual as well. And this was by far the most elevation gain I've done on a race. So feeling really good about it. We'll see where I place out and everything like that. But otherwise, otherwise, like, weather was awesome today. Like I said this morning, it was a little smoky, but that did help kind of cut down the heat, so the sun's not piercing through as much. We started the race at 8 a.m. this morning, open water start. So it was nice and cool, and then kept it nice and chill for the rest of the afternoon. Finished the race, and here we are. So feeling pretty good. Here's the medal. Check it out. Always cool. I like this one actually. This one's a pretty cool one. It's always fun seeing what they throw at us. But a little bittersweet to be done racing this summer. It's been a lot of fun, and looking forward to doing the next thing. All right, I'll catch you guys at the deep dive. Otherwise, see you in the next one. All right, team, we are back at it. Let's get in that deep dive. I told you guys, for those who care, that I'll give you some of the deep dive and kind of the ins and outs of the race. So, how did it start? Race was another open water start like we did in the last one. So at least this time I was familiar with it. It was definitely the most calm swim I've had out of the ones that I've done so far. There wasn't as much people swimming over the top of each other. Didn't feel rushed or anything like that. So that was really good. Really happy about that. The buoys that they used at this one were super small, so they're kind of hard to see, especially out in the distance. But other than that, the swim didn't have like anything too unexpected, other than it was way longer than it said it was supposed to be. So typically you swim about like 1,500 meters. I don't know exactly what that is in yards. Should be a little bit further in yards, but we ended up swimming just about 2,000 yards, which is pretty big difference when you think about it. It took me an extra like 10 minutes or so to do that extra bit. Ended up finishing the swim portion just right about 40 minutes, which is longer than the ones that I had done previously, but given that we did have to swim a few hundred extra yards, not that big of a deal. So coming out of the swim, we went into transition. This transition area was by far the worst of any of the ones I've done. Wasn't these guys' fault by any means. I mean, they can really only do with what the city gives them. The spot where we had transition set up, though, was like basically a swamp. It was in this little grassy field that has a water feature in it, and there's some sort of leak going on, but the whole thing was totally flooded. So like right as you hit the grass, like your foot is just sinking into the mud. You've got like a couple inches of water that you're running through the whole time. So no matter what, all your stuff was soaked, which obviously just getting out of the water is not that big of a deal, but trying to like switch in and out of your shoes was kind of a pain in the butt. So head into transition, deal with the swamp. We get on the bike ride. Bike route itself was a pretty fun one overall. It was the most challenging in the fact that we did more elevation gain than I had done on any other race, but the hills weren't as like dramatic as they were on the last one. So like we just did a lot of low, steady climbs, which ended up getting us a lot of elevation, but really wasn't that big of a deal at the end of the day. The only thing that sucked about the bike is like for whatever reason, nobody was around me like most of the time. I did dang near the whole bike portion by myself, which whatever, I'm used to training by myself. I do that kind of stuff all the time, but it was kind of weird. Like usually you'll, pass some people, have some people pass you, whatever. Overall on the bike, I finished in 1 hour and 21 minutes. So I was pretty happy with that time. Coming off the bike, headed back into transition again. Biggest issue, changing shoes, just having to deal with it in a swamp. I don't typically like to run without socks on. That does make my transition just a little bit slower, but it is what it is. I'm not a professional. I'm not out here trying to like save every little bit of time that I can. So I'm putting socks on. I'm making sure my feet are safe, and we're hitting the road. It was a pretty straightforward run out and back. The only thing that was super tough is like you basically get like a mile in, quarter or 3/4 mile in, and then you just have to hit this steep hill. I want to say we did like 150 feet of elevation gain on this like one single hill alone. So basically right as you come out of transition, you hit a corner, you run for a little bit, and then boom, the sucker just hitting you with a straight incline. You could tell people were dying out there. I was feeling it myself. I mean, as soon as I hit the run again, always having to deal with these side stitches, so that kind of slowed me down a little bit. I think I started somewhere around like 8:30 pace to get it going, and then I just kind of kept trucking through. You got to the top of the hill, you ran for a little bit longer, and then you turned around, basically just did the whole course in reverse, did a quick loop, went back up the hill again, etc. I got to like mile 4, and I don't know, something in my head totally just switched, and I was like, we got to give this sucker everything we got. Like, this is the last race of the summer. Like, get going, let's go. So I turned it into another gear. I was running as fast as I could. I moved from, like I said, like 8:30 pace. I think I bumped it all the way dang near to like 7-minute pace. Heart rate was screaming. I was up there at like 183, 185, just huffing and puffing the whole time. I'm passing people, so that felt pretty good. And then I get up to this one kid. He like takes a look back at me, and he just was like, oh, hell no, this guy's not going to pass me for whatever reason. So he starts to speed up, and we're running side by side. At this point, we've got like another half mile to go or so. You know, I'm giving it everything I can. He's keeping up with me, but then all of a sudden he just turns on the burners and drops me, and I'm like, bro, we should have rode into the sunset together, man. But instead, you decided to leave me hanging out there. So that was kind of weird. I don't know why he decided to do that, but whatever. Hey, you got to invent some competition out there to give it that extra mile. So ended up finishing the race after that. We finished the run in 51:13. That averaged to just over 8-minute mile pace, so not too bad. Like I said, I'd like to be able to push it a little bit quicker, but it happens. It is what it is. You know, I'm still super new to triathlon, and my body's getting used to the demands of a full race. So, you know, we'll get better. We'll continue to get better. But overall, very happy with my effort. Had a lot of fun out there. A lot of people had good energy. You know, we were all kind of like giving each other fist bumps on the run and people cheering each other on. So I really enjoyed that. I think it's cool, the like camaraderie at these things all the time. So that was awesome. And then looking at overall finish. So my overall finish time was 2 hours, 58 minutes, 45 seconds. This was my slowest finish time, but due to the extended swim, a little bit longer bike, and definitely the elevation gain on both the bike and the run, I did anticipate it to be a little bit slower, and then I came in 6 out of 17 for my age group. So pretty proud about that. Like, continuing to inch up each little race. You know, by no means am I expecting to like jump to the top or anything like that, but it's nice to see, you know, gradual improvement. These things takes time. There's a lot of people who've been doing the sport a lot longer than me, that's for sure, and it definitely shows out there. But good for them. Good for keeping up the hard work. But yeah, like I kind of mentioned in the video, you know, bittersweet to have the last race of the summer. Super stoked for my progress. Like, really happy about all that I've accomplished, and we are definitely not done yet. I for sure want to run another marathon. I really want to hit a 70.3 and a full distance Ironman. So I'm not going anywhere. You know, this race is over for the summer, but I got a lot of work to put in, and I'm excited to do it. It would be one thing if I was kind of looking at it, like dreading it, like, oh crap, here we go, we got to gear up for training. But I'm really excited. We're just getting started. I'm having a ton of fun, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. So that's going to do it for this deep dive. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.